Have you ever wondered why some people in their 70s move with the ease and balance of someone half their age, while others, even in their 50s, struggle with stiffness, fatigue, and a loss of vitality? Why do certain populations in Asia, particularly in rural China, show remarkable health spans, even when their diets, medical access, and environments differ vastly from ours? The answer may not lie in genetics or even in diet alone. It may lie in how they move. And one movement practice, deeply rooted in Chinese tradition, has recently drawn the attention of modern science for its extraordinary effects on the aging body. It's called Tai Chi, sometimes described as meditation in motion. But what's emerging from modern research is that Tai Chi is much more than slow, graceful gesture. It's a neuromuscular symphony that rewires the brain, stabilizes balance, strengthens the heart, and rejuvenates the nervous system in ways that a simple morning walk cannot fully achieve. So today, let's explore why this ancient art, performed quietly in courtyards and parks for centuries, may be one of the most powerful longevity practices available to people over 50, and what actually happens inside your body when you do it. To begin, imagine the physiology of a walk. You step out into the morning air, your feet tapping rhythmically against the ground. The heart rate rises slightly, muscles in your legs and hips engage to propel you forward. Blood flow increases, and with it comes a mild rush of endorphins. Walking is undeniably one of the safest and most accessible forms of exercise. But walking is also linear. It moves the body forward and forward only. It rarely challenges balance, coordination, or the intricate postural muscles that protect the spine and stabilize the joints. Now, imagine instead standing in a quiet park at dawn. Mist hovers over the grass. You begin moving slowly and deliberately, shifting your weight from one leg to the other, arms floating in arcs that seem effortless but are deeply controlled. Every motion demands awareness, balance, breath, and intention. Your mind is alert yet calm. Your muscles, though moving gently, are engaged from the inside out. This is the essence of Tai Chi. At first glance, Tai Chi appears soft, almost too gentle to qualify as exercise. But inside the body, a very different story unfolds. Studies from Harvard Medical School and the Journal of the American Geriatric Society have found that regular Tai Chi practice improves balance, coordination, muscle strength, and even cognitive function more effectively than brisk walking alone, especially in adults over 50. The key lies in something called proprioceptive feedback, the body's ability to sense its own position in space. As we age, proprioception weakens, contributing to poor balance and a higher risk of falls. Walking, being repetitive and predictable, does little to stimulate this sense. Tai Chi, on the other hand, constantly shifts the body's center of gravity, training the nervous system to adapt, stabilize, and reorient. Each controlled movement retrains neural pathways that help prevent falls, one of the leading causes of injury in older adults. But that's not all. Let's talk about the brain. Modern imaging studies show that Tai Chi activates both hemispheres of the brain simultaneously. The slow, mindful nature of the practice engages the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for focus and decision-making, while rhythmic, flowing motion stimulates the cerebellum and basal ganglia, regions essential for motor control. This unique combination appears to enhance neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections. In other words, Tai Chi doesn't just strengthen your legs or improve your breathing. It literally helps your brain rewire itself to stay young. Some research from the University of California, Los Angeles, has even shown that seniors who practiced Tai Chi 3 times a week had higher levels of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, a protein that supports neuron growth and protects against cognitive decline. When compared to walking, Tai Chi participants showed more robust improvements in memory, mental flexibility, and emotional regulation. Now, let's turn to the cardiovascular system, the silent engine of longevity. When we walk, the heart rate increases modestly, improving circulation and endurance. But Tai Chi's slow, rhythmic patterns promote something equally valuable: heart rate variability, or HRV. This is a measure of the tiny variations in time between heartbeats, a key indicator of the body's resilience to stress. A higher HRV means your cardiovascular system can adapt more fluidly to physical and emotional challenges. Tai Chi, with its synchronized breathing and movement, stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and repair branch, helping to lower cortisol levels and reduce systemic inflammation. Over time, this improves blood vessel elasticity and supports blood pressure regulation. So while walking is a cardiovascular workout, Tai Chi becomes both a cardiovascular and neuroregulatory practice, balancing stress hormones while enhancing circulation. There's also the matter of joint health. Walking, though beneficial, involves repetitive impact on the knees and hips. For older adults with arthritis or degenerative joint conditions, this impact can cause discomfort or wear. Tai Chi, by contrast, is impact-free. The fluid transitions between stances distribute weight evenly, lubricate the joints, and gently stretch connective tissues. In China, it's common to see elderly practitioners moving with surprising flexibility, well into their 90s. Their secret isn't just mobility, it's consistency. Let's not forget about balance, a factor often overlooked in discussions of exercise for aging adults. One of the most cited studies on Tai Chi and balance, conducted by Emory University, revealed that older adults who practiced Tai Chi for just 6 months reduced their risk of falls by nearly 47%. That's an extraordinary number. Why? Because Tai Chi constantly trains balance through slow, controlled shifts that mimic real-life instability. Each motion challenges tiny stabilizer muscles in the ankles, knees, and hips, and reawakens the body's natural reflexes for correction. Think of it this way: walking builds endurance, Tai Chi builds resilience, and resilience, both physical and mental, is what longevity is really about. But Tai Chi's influence extends beyond the body's mechanics. Traditional Chinese philosophy views it as an exercise in harmony, the balance of yin and yang, the dynamic interplay of stillness and motion, effort and relaxation. While modern science may not describe energy in the same metaphysical language, it increasingly recognizes the physiological reality that our nervous system functions best when it oscillates between activation and calm. Tai Chi embodies that rhythm. In practice, this means that each slow inhale during a movement oxygenates the blood and calms the sympathetic system, while each controlled exhale releases tension. Over time, this rhythm improves vagal tone, enhancing communication between the brain and heart. A strong vagus nerve helps regulate mood, digestion, and inflammation. 3 systems deeply linked to aging. For seniors who experience anxiety, insomnia, or mild depression, studies have shown that Tai Chi can improve mood and sleep quality more effectively than simple walking or stretching. The mechanism seems to involve modulation of the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, the body's stress control system. By lowering cortisol and enhancing serotonin activity, Tai Chi gently nudges the body back toward equilibrium. But here's something even more profound. Tai Chi doesn't just slow down aging, it seems to enhance the quality of aging. Participants report not only better balance and flexibility, but also a deep sense of mindfulness, self-awareness, and emotional steadiness. It's as though the practice reconnects the mind and body in ways our modern, fast-paced lifestyles have severed. When older adults practice Tai Chi, they often describe feeling lighter, taller, or more in control. These aren't just poetic impressions, they're reflections of improved postural alignment, better circulation, and reduced muscular tension. Every slow turn of the torso massages the internal organs, improving lymphatic flow and digestion. Every controlled shift of weight stimulates the soles of the feet, where dense clusters of sensory receptors feed balance information back to the brain. And unlike walking, which can become automatic, Tai Chi never becomes mindless. It demands attention, and in doing so, it cultivates mindfulness, presence, and mental agility. Let's imagine the cumulative effect. A 55-year-old begins practicing Tai Chi 3 times per week. At first, it's unfamiliar. The coordination feels awkward, the movements foreign. But after several weeks, they notice subtle changes. Steadier balance while climbing stairs, fewer aches upon waking, deeper sleep at night. 6 months later, their resting heart rate is lower, blood pressure more stable, and mood noticeably improved. A year later, walking uphill feels easier, memory sharper, and stress less consuming. The transformation isn't sudden, it's slow, like the movements themselves, but it's deep, woven through every system of the body. Of course, this doesn't mean walking loses its place. Walking remains an essential part of human health. But for those over 50, seeking not just exercise, but graceful longevity, the kind that keeps you strong, balanced, and calm well into your later years, Tai Chi offers something unique. It's not about burning calories. It's about restoring coordination. Not about pushing harder, but about moving smarter. As the ancient Chinese saying goes, stillness within motion, motion within stillness. And perhaps that's the real secret. In a world obsessed with intensity, speed, and visible effort, Tai Chi reminds us that longevity isn't built on force. It's built on harmony. So the next time you see a group of seniors moving slowly in a park at sunrise, remember, what looks gentle on the outside is a deeply intelligent conversation between body, brain, and breath. A conversation that might just be the reason they're still walking tall, balanced, and serene in their 8th or 9th decade of life. And maybe, just maybe, that's the kind of movement we should all aspire to.